So this is our fourth big group technical assistance meeting for this school year. And this is one of the ways that we are answering when we heard feedback from last year, at the end of last year, one of the things that we received from the feedback is that you all were asking for more technical assistance, more professional development opportunities. And so between the big group technical assistance meetings this year, as well as individual ones that we just finished up, that was kind of the way that we answered that suggestion and feedback, which we enjoy getting that. Always want to do program improvement. So the agenda today is just kind of touching base and giving you some updates on some things. And at the end, we'll open it up for any discussion or questions or anything that you have. You can, I think, unmute yourself when you ask questions, or if not, certainly put it in the chat and we will address those as we go. So just to circle back at the very beginning, I think it was the first or second technical assistance meeting that we had, big group one, that we talked about the migrant education academic plans. And we borrowed the template and then adapted it from Title III. And so it looks familiar if you work with those students. You'll see that it looks very similar. However, the migrant one is just for migrant students that are not ELA students as well. So if you want to use that, that is a resource for you all. It's not required, but it is a resource that's available on our Title I-C website page. I think I've emailed it out prior to as well, but again, that's available to you as a resource to help, especially the older students with some goal setting and things like that that they may have, and maybe a good tool for that, thinking ahead in the future for them specifically. So some updates on some RFPs. So last time we met as a big group, we were trying to put together a couple of RFPs for us for the state. One is for a sweep, a statewide sweep, and we did get that one out to bid, but there, at the time that we had it out to bid, we were told that there was no vendors that bid on it. And so we were thinking we are going to put that off until the next fiscal year. Hopefully COVID will be better by then and things will be back to normal, whatever normal is from this point forward. So we're thinking that's probably why we didn't get any bids necessarily on that one. So we are going to move that one to the next school year, FY22. This year, though, we did have that third-party independent re-interview RFP that did go out to bid. It was out to bid for the previous 2 weeks. The deadline for that was February 5th. We were just notified that we did have one supplier submitted an RFP or a bid on that. So we will start the RFP renewal process soon on that, as far as the review process of reading the grant and scoring the grant and that kind of stuff. So I'll keep you updated on that as we go along through that process. The second thing I just wanted to update you guys on as a group, just to keep you in the loop, on the comprehensive needs assessment for FY21, that is due, this year. And so as you all know, Meta Associates is the vendor that's assisting us with our completing the comprehensive needs assessment. And they are also the same vendor that's helping us with our evaluation, since they have access to all that data and things like that and are familiar with our program. It was also beneficial for them to also be helping us with the comprehensive needs assessment as well. So they are collecting data now and have been for that to complete that CNA for us as a state. There are subcommittees of migrant districts and community partners working on updating the CNA. We met 3 times in November in the fall, and we'll meet again in April. The April one may be face-to-face, just depends on how things go, or if not, it will be a shorter Zoom meetings like they were in November. So for those that are helping with that, the next round or day to assist with that would be in April. I also wanted to update you on the USDE Review Waiver that goes with the RFP that we just discussed for the third-party vendor. Just updating you that the comment period was December 7th through 18th, and there were no public comments submitted. So December 22nd, I emailed the waiver documents that they require for their process. We submitted all of that to the USDE for review. We're still waiting on a final approval or feedback from the USDE on the waiver, but we were granted permission via email to proceed with our RFP. So that's why it went ahead and went out to bid and things like that, because we did get we did get permission via email to go ahead and proceed with that, even though we didn't have official notification from the USDE at this time on the waiver. So as soon as we get that back, I'll let you know. Keeping everybody in the loop on everything, so there's no guessing. Some other topics or discussion. We scheduled, as you guys know, we scheduled in, when did we start those? December, January, February. The technical assistance meetings with each individual LEA. And they seem to go really well. It was nice to touch base with each individual program to get feedback and how to better serve you and what are some needs individually that you all have. So that was great. And following up again on some things that you guys said that you needed. And so we're helping you all out with individual requests. Where it seems like you guys felt a little more comfortable talking, one-on-one per se than the bigger group like this meeting. So April 8th at 10 is the spring state PAC meeting at the state. And so we're going to have a guest speaker, Elizabeth Sudath, who's the Executive Director of Prevention Services in Oklahoma Climate Transformation. And so she'll be talking with us about, trauma and things like that, since that is a big hot topic that everybody, all subgroups need help with dealing. We all could use some more tools on our tool belt on things. And then a reminder too, on February 26th, for you guys to submit the PAC meetings that you all will have, just the evidence that's due. And if you have those virtual, that's totally fine. You'll just do an agenda like you always do, and then print off or do a screenshot of the participant list. So that's the way to answer that and submit that. So it can be virtual or in person. So every district's doing it different, what they will and won't allow. So if it's virtual, that's totally fine. Just print off the participant list. And then another thing, I didn't know, Jose, did you have any updates or anything on things that are being submitted to you and reviewing MIS 2000 data?
Yes, actually, I am still reviewing some districts, and I already sent the first review and waiting for corrections from 2 districts. And one thing that I am noticing is that still I am having a lot of problems for district completing properly the data entry piece. I think I can share my screen and I will go over some items that I really need to address. Let me try to move this way. Okay. Let me go to the student piece. Okay, one of the biggest problem that I'm looking right now is the continuation of services over here. If the end of eligibility is not expired, this need to be blank. The 01, 02, 03 provision of services is when this item has expired. Please don't put 01 in here when this one is 22 or 21. This one is still good. You don't need to do that. And like in this case, this student is good until the 22. So there is no need to put anything in here. Now, the other thing, residency verification date here. Before it was between the 36 months, didn't matter. But N6 started looking on a yearly basis. So what that means is that they want to see a date within the performance period that ran from September 2020 to August 2021 for this current performance period. So, and that's another problem that I have. And let me see where else. Also, in our school use or underage students that are residents only, a school district, they were missing this residency verification day. We need to verify that those students are still residing within the school district. Another problem that I am having is that for some reason, in some districts, the student has two enrollment dates in here, in this area. But when I look the COE, there is only one COE. If I need to do an update on grades or something, some changes to the COE, let me know and I will do the changes for you. Because when I go to the COE, I don't see the other enrollment date, so I am confused. I don't know because it has two grades for the same enrollment for the same year. Some students can be like residents only in one enrollment and then have a grade in the other one. And also comments. If you have something weird or something strange going on with that student, that do you may think that we need to know, write the comments here. Or also on the COE, the recruiter can write on the comments area for the students. Because in the case, for example, that you did some update, let's say that the student was in your school and then it moved, or the student drop out from your school district but still residing in your school district, but then it attending another facility that is a private school or something, uh, don't withdraw the student. Just do like a dropout here, and don't terminate the student either, because that student is still in your school district and it is still your student. It counts. Another problem that I see is that some students, when do you put 01 in here because this item is expired, then you go here and you put termination date. Don't do that because the student is not terminated yet because it is enrolled. If you use 01 in here, leave this blank because the student is still being served somehow. And do this that I send out the review report, please fix it and report back because let me know that you fixed it so I can go back and check again because I am seeing, I don't know what happened there. So I am like waiting. What other problem that, oh, also I am looking like in some cases, this is our system problem or OME's problem. But I've been noticing that when I review, I don't see any course history. It looks like it's not synchronizing. And I don't know, it is the school district that is not entering that information on the local system, or is our automation system that is not taking that information. So I will need feedback on that one to see if you have it in your district. then our system is failing. And we need to let OMEs know so they can do something and fix this. Also, the testing information, we don't have testing, that's okay. Uh, I think that's all the STN number. Please don't forget the STN number. I still seeing a lot missing in here. Also, when the student is from 9 to 11, this area here need to be completed here. If the student is senior, then these 3 items and these 2 need to be completed. And because it is full, a lot of items here you don't need to complete. For example, if the student is still in your school district, do not withdraw the student. This is gonna be blank, it's okay. Days enrolled, days present, no problem. It's next semester we will do that. And let's see what else in here. I think that's all that I can uh, tell you by now, unless anybody has a question that I can address.
Thank you, Jose. And two, just following up with the highlights that Jose just went over, just some common things that he's seeing with this latest data entry. And if you have any questions, of course, email him or I about that, and we'll be glad to help you out or find the answer for you. Does anybody have any questions about just the highlighted items that I talked about or Jose talked about today? And if you do, you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Or of course, follow up with an email if you need to. Okay. Well, with that, thank you all for joining for the update for today on some items related to Migrant as a whole, or for the state, some initiatives and things that we're working on. Again, the purpose of these is just to kind of keep you in the loop on things, and another way to provide you information, provide you technical assistance, and answer any questions as we go along throughout the school year. And anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and let us know how we can help you.